Hey everybody, greetings, welcome. It's Monday. We're kicking off the stream this week with a best of one Theros draft. Excuse me. Probably going to be drafting mostly best of one coming up because we have a thick stack of gold we're going to work through on these best of one queues. And have really been enjoying this format so far. The bots have seemed decent, maybe a little bit undervaluing black, although maybe it's just that black is that good and there's just that much of it that it feels that way, or maybe it's a combination of the two. Luis and Marshall just spent their last episode, most of it talking about the importance of black in the format and how good it is and how deep it is. And it's certainly borne out in our experiences so far, both in the decks we've ended up with on this stream and what our opponents have been playing. Black seems to be everywhere, and I don't even know if that's a sign of truly messed up bots or again just how deep black is. It's probably both though. I think you're going to experience a lot of black even in paper, but then it's taken to an nth degree here, where if humans know this, lean into black. You know, out of 8 drafters, how many drafters are going to be in black when it's bots? And I think it's going to be well over probably the 3, maybe 4 that could end up in black in a paper draft. So anyway, if you need any of these black cards, red cards, white cards, otherwise, you know where to find them for your paper game. That's cardkingdom.com. I have a nice affiliate link down below in my panels. The little pitch for them in the panels down below takes you to Card Kingdom with a little tag on the link that says you came there from here. That lets Card Kingdom know you support my stream and that you support my stream by checking out Card Kingdom, giving them a chance at your business. And that's all I ever ask is, like, if you do buy physical magic stuff, and especially if you sell physical magic stuff, give them a chance to earn your business. Give them a chance to compete on price and quality and inventory. When you finally put in that order with Card Kingdom for the first time, you're going to be happy you did. You're going to get exactly what you're expecting, and it's going to show up faster than you probably expect, and you're going to be ready to go with your paper magic. We're going to get going with our digital magic here, though. Let's see what Pack 1 has to offer. Labyrinth. This has literally been following us around. We have been... this is like the 5th Labyrinth we've opened in 3 drafts. Yeah, I'll move scene. Yeah, guess what? It's a Labyrinth. I said I would try to... I promised to try and remember, and then I just forgot. Thanks for bailing me out, chat. So we have a nice colorless Labyrinth to start. A lot of good white here with Archon of the Falling Stars, Heliod's Punishment, which I've said this and Luis said it on LR this week. You know, this is really an aggro card removal spell. If you're in an aggro deck, this is going to work fine for you. If you're throwing this out in the middle of a control grind, though, you're just spending 2 mana to do nothing, basically. I like Pilgrim a lot. There's obviously great enchantments, auras to find in the format. Typhon is a great green card, but we're just going to, I mean, why not start with playable gems that go into literally any deck we could draft? I mean, you're going to be hard-pressed to convince me that any colored spell here is going to be better for our win percentage given our chance of playing it than a Labyrinth, even though there are some decks where I could see not playing the Labyrinth because our color requirements are so heavy, but we're going to start with the Labyrinth. And one of these days, with the way this thing is following us around, we're going to find the Minotaur too, and then have a really flavorful stream, right? For those of you who don't know, there's a Minotaur that goes along with the Labyrinth, and it's a very powerful. It would be pretty busted and limited, really. Treacherous Blessing, another one that's kind of following us a bit, but maybe it's just because it's only mediocre. It's got a rare mana symbol on it, but it kind of plays a lot like one of the common level card drawing spells with a little more payoff and a little more risk. You know, you can lose more life, but you get more cards. But Mire's Grasp was pretty easy to take over it from a power standpoint. Playable gems is tough to pass, but this is proving to be a pivotal card in the format. It's probably not correct from a gem standpoint to pass this, really. Certainly on an account where I wasn't collection building or gem draft, you know, looking to take rares, I think Mire's Grasp is the easy pick here. as it is for us. We could take the blessing on the gem discipline path. I think I've been pretty consistent about Yankum. I don't know. Go back and show me a quote where I'm like gushing about this. I've always just labeled this a high risk, high gain card that's totally worth playing in black decks. Feathers asks, what do I mean playable gems? Well, we draft so much on this account and our win rate is high enough that we expect, certainly, especially with rares, we certainly expect to 4x every set through opening packs, drafting, and winning packs, etc. So if over the course of a format we are expecting to get 4x in rares, then every time we take a rare that where the correct pick from a power standpoint, from a game winning standpoint, is something else, like a non-rare, like a Myers Grasp, by taking this instead, we are effectively taking 20 gems. So that is because if we don't end up with, we're going to end up 4x anyway. And so if we take this on top of the 4x we know we're going to get anyway, we're taking effectively another future 20 gems. Feathers then asks the fundamental question, but isn't a good deck a better way to get gems through winning? It is a way. Whether it's the better way depends on where you feel the card lands on this chart that I'm going to share with you now. Where is it? That's geodata. Master pass value, gem EV. Here we go. I found it. Our friend Raptor made this chart, and I haven't brought it up in a while, but it basically shows you the impact on win percentage a non-rare has to have, given your win percentage as a player, to have more impact on your gem value than just taking a straight up 20 gems. You might think that a Myers Grasp would be easily worth more than 20 gems total value in your expectations from a draft, but I think you'd actually be surprised. The type of impact, it's pretty fuzzy. There's no hard. You know, this is all just guesswork on some level. Although I've seen data that backs up where I'm coming from on this from my time inside Wizards, but basically, a single common, a single 1-for-1 removal spell is unlikely to be worth 20 gems worth of value. It depends on the queue though as well. You gem draft more aggressively in best of 3 if you have a high win rate, for example. If it was a slant, like 1-for-1 removal is kind of on the edge. I tend to want to not take gem picks. I either just want to have fun and go for deck power, or I am looking for something that has a high synergy, like generally high synergy uncommons, I think can be worth more gems. Mabinap, I don't think 1-for-1 removal is as high impact towards the end gem count than you think. But given that, now that I've explained it all, I'll leave it up to chat, and we'll go gems or grasp, and I'll do whatever chat wants. But in terms of, I think this is the higher value to gems. So if we were being gem disciplined, I would take the Treacherous Blessing. But Myers Grasp is super strong, and if you just want to take, if you want to take the removal, I'll take the removal. You want it to be gem disciplined, we'll take gems. Also, it's the fact that this is black. Frankly, if this were a powerful non-black spell, I wouldn't even blink. I would just take the blessing. It's the fact that this is black that I'm trying to keep an eye out for, that I think it's even that close at all. Look at that, very close. I mean, that's the thing. This is what we call playable gems, right? I think that's probably what puts it over the top. I mean, this is an amazing card, but this is playable. We often have a decision where we take a junker rare, like totally unplayable, never going to make the deck at all, and so it's just a flat 20. This is 20 for the fact that it's a rare, plus it does increase your win percentage as a playable card. So, okay, I'll follow chat though. Thanks for your patience there as I explained that out. I haven't done that in a while, and it can be very confusing for people how I approach making picks on this account, and in some cases frustrating. So if you're like, I want you to take the card for the best win percentage, I get it. But first, this might be that, and second, I do try to model how to approach a gem focused approach to this platform. A draft! Brian did a draft, everybody. We're getting him. Birth of Meletis has risen. Yeah, this is fine, right? It's a very control-y card, and this is a control-y format, so we could just do something like that. We could take a Daxos here. We may not play the Treacherous at all, so we don't have to... but just a simple Revoke is probably the best place to start. If we're going to take a white card, let's just take our first Revoke. Although these go quite late given how quasi-removal they are in the format. But, well, yeah, I think if we're taking a white card, it's the Revoke. And yeah, here's another one. A lot of green here. I'm not interested in the Hydra's growth at this point. The Loathsome Chimera is quite interesting to me, though. Nexus Wardens has been good. We could just take another Revoke. I don't know how many... We're best of one here. In fact, here, let me make sure this is all... Okay, well, the main thing is right on screen now. Yeah, I think this is just probably the right card, right? I don't want a second Revoke. Let's plant a flag, or at least put a step towards green, which is also pretty powerful in the format. Rise to Glory here is interesting. Catoblepus is available. Omen tends to go late. There's a lot of... These are all playable. This is a very, very playable pack. But I think it's Rise, or it's Catoblepus, or we go ahead and lean into black-white a little bit. I've never played this before, and I kind of want to. This might be the correct pick. And this is okay, too. I think this is much better than Luis and Marsh gave it credit for in the set review. I don't know if they've come up on it yet, but I'm expecting them to come up from their D that they gave it in the set review. But let's try Rise. Ooh, now we're at kind of pivot point. I mean, there's this removal spell here, but I think it comes down to continuing towards white-black or continuing towards the green. I'm going to pull this one. I mean, there's plenty of time, Jikerman. It's only... We're 5 picks in, and you're like, well, we're not going to get anything to go with Rise. Or you just like, that just puts it over the top to be sure. I mean, I feel like we'll probably end up with let's pull this as Omen for the white Omen, Fish for Fishify, and Chimera for the Loathsome. Yeah, green-black, splash, rise. Heck, green-black, splash, rise, and revoke is possible. Although, if we end up in green, I bet we probably end up with one or two of the green enchantment destroyers, and we wouldn't really need to play the revoke existence. We'll see, though. Fish seems wrong to me to enter into blue just for this. I continue to not be able to explain. I acknowledge that this is playing out better in this format, but I'm frustrated that that nobody's been able to explain exactly why a 3-mana version of this effect is so great here, where it's been unplayable at 2, or a very, very late desperation pick in other formats. Omen narrowly beats out Chimera. Interesting. I'm going to go with the Chimera. I'm going to trump chat on this one and say I'd rather be green-black, leaning to splash the rise. Yeah, we're talking about the white omen. That's what I said when I said omen. Well, I'm taking the Chimera anyway, so if there was confusion, I've corrected it. Grove Dancers, whatever, but at least a 2. We don't have any two-drop creatures. So what, you take a Moss Viper, though, is maybe a little more solid than the Grove Dancer. Let's start there, but this is, because of the prevalence of black and power of black, and the Mogus's enchantment is already rough for us with the Chimera, although at least it escapes with a extra toughness. I've been a little bit down on the Viper because of it dying to the yeah, I'm going to take Grove Dancer, actually, because of that. I think this dies too easily in this format right now. It's all mediocre, yes, but I'm going to take the 2-drop creature given that. Wow, late Beetle, and perfect with our double Chimera. Looks like we banked into green correctly. Minions return. Looks like all the black that was in our opener basically came back. Haven't really been playing this. Hard to leave 3 mana open, and I really want to use this as a flash 3 mana open deal. I've run Aspect and it's been okay, but really when it was all about the enchantment fall stuff. We take Envoy. Are we really gonna, I mean, I guess we could end up white, green, splash black as well. That's fair. Maybe this is actually the best pick. The Griffin, you mean? Queen? You're talking about the Envoy? Yeah, these are just easy to get, though. I think I'm going to take I like the Envoy hedge, because it allows us to be green, white, splash, black, if that's where we end up. So, and these are pretty easy to get. So, I'm going to take the Envoy. I like the flexibility of that pick. Hey, Pimpin. Yep. No, actually, Treacherous Blessing was pick 2, but it was a gem pick over... we took playable gems in Blessing over the better Win EV Grasp. Nothing here matters. I suppose we play this if we desperately have to splash Artifact Hate somehow. Another Grove Dancer, and it's a 2, but we're starting to fill out 2 a little bit. I think we take a Nexus Wardens here. I like having a Reach dude. Flicker or Temple. Obviously interesting. I mean, I guess Flicker is a better card. Temple pretty replaceable, so I'm going to take Flicker, even though I think we're still more likely to be base black, just based on the power of the cards we expect to come. No, this is best of 1. All right, well, unplayable gems here. Well, playable gems, it could help us splash red, and I guess we'd play a half-color Scry land. And in this case, though, I think the major takeaway is that there's almost no cost for taking the gems here. Repeal is good and playable, but I think I have found that I end up with more Revoke, Repeal, Disenchant, etc. than I want to run main deck in best of 1. So I'm going to take the Temple because the only cost is a card I have historically so far ended up with plenty of. Oh, wow. So this is one of the better green uncommons in that for Constellation. I mean, this just draws you cards. But man, we have 2 Chimera already, 1 Horn Beetle. It's really hard to pass double Horn Beetle, double Chimera, which sets up high percentage chance of the killer opener. So that's the consideration here. This is an incredible engine, but man, double Beetle, double Chimera, come on. Right? We have to. All right. We do love us a Shimmerwing around here. We're nowhere near blue yet, other than being in green, which can get you to blue. What are we missing out on if we go, like... Am I saying this wrong? I've been hard pronouncing the A. Is it Caryatid or Cariat? Is it... Am I... or on Caryatid or Caryatid? I don't know. I guess Marshall's saying it Caryatid, and I should just copy him. Either works. Okay. Either. Neither, neither. Caryatid. Let's call the whole thing off. Consideration of switching into red-green? What? Why, baby? Because for our revelers? To take heroes? Why no. Right now, zero consideration whatsoever of switching into red. I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, just because you've seen some good red? No. Seeing some good red, and you think this is good red? Like, I don't like this card that much. I mean, I'd run it, I guess, but... counting on a mediocre uncommon, like if it wheels, there's a reason for it. Anyway, let's take... This has some risk to it for the same reasons I don't particularly like the 1 toughness Death Toucher, but does too much stuff potentially for this deck to not take here. 1 with the stars. Looks like some blue is trying to horn its way into what we're doing. Training is kind of the pick if we don't dip into blue, I think. I don't even want Omen. So it's really training as the on-color card. Note the complete lack of black. This is not an overrun. Not helpful to call this an overrun. I think it misrepresents... I mean, you got to be heavy green. Well, we weren't exactly doing anything abusive with the Shimmerwing at this point anyway. I didn't mention that, but that's one reason I kind of didn't bother. Like, sure, we could find some stuff before the end of the draft. We had nothing so far. I take Green Omen when it shows up, but you don't really need to prioritize it at all. I think it's either we're training or hedging. Maybe it's time to hedge. We could take 1 with the stars, and it would be findable. If we end up base white, we would find... we could get Pilgrim for it. And if we're hedging, do you like hedging Witness or hedging with removal? I think training might wheel. I'm going to take 1 with the stars. Here's one of those Return to Natures that I was expecting us to be able to get as a green deck in the format, but there's also Archon of Falling Stars, and the black is all but dried up. I don't know, maybe passing that grasp messed us up, but I feel like we're basically green-white auras now. And I'm going to take the Archon over first return. Really would like one of these returns, but I think this is us tipping, and maybe this pushes us over. Here's something you can, again, another training goes by, but I'm not going to pass the Storyteller. And Hydra's Growth, I continue to be whatever, like I'll take it or leave it. It's just so high risk that I don't mind not getting one. Oh, interesting. This is a cool pack. Because we have a lot that we can do here. We have the Haven that can add to our 2-mana acceleration, a third Chimera to go with our double Beetle. Maybe we'll get a third Beetle, and then that would be a nutso consistency thing. Triumphant Surge, playing one of these in best of 3 seems good. You know, play one. And then, of course, another Nexus Wardens also doesn't suck, although we have that first one. I don't think this is a Nexus Wardens pick, but you can make a good argument for any of these 3. And I'm going to ask chat about this one. I think it's worth a conversation. We've got Haven, we've got Surge, and we've got Chimera. I gotta be careful. If I use Chimera, Omen, or Blessing as a word for my vote, I gotta make sure I'm not referring to something else in the pack. We're mid-pack 2, probably bailing on black as a main color at this point. Maybe splashing it. So some interaction would be good. We have another pack to get, maybe a fight. We want the green Blessing. People are into supporting the Beetle curve out. Spider will always vote removal. Yeah, I think people got it right. That the real choice was between these two. Yeah, I think One Surge is super solid in best of 1, but I also like the support for the Beetle curve out. Well, how about this? One of each for everybody. One of each. Are we going wide enough for Phalanx tactics? And is that even, do you even need to? You know, with 2 power and 1 toughness, this is somewhat effective as just a 2-mana combat trick. The fact that it can go wide and get some extra damage is good, though. Warden, let's take a look at our curve now. Yeah, doing this pre. I think I'm going to take tactics. It's some interaction, which we could use. Wardens seem to go pretty late. I bet we get another shot at a Wardens before this is done. Ooh, another interesting one. Relentless Pursuit. Load up our graveyard for these Chimeras or a Sentinel's Eyes. Get these Chimeras out of range. Where do we want that Sentinel's Eyes that matters? We do want this too, though. Yeah, I think I might, also with not much going here. Yeah, it's true. This is good because of its escape clause, but we have triple escape already in the Chimera, and we really do want to make that happen with the double Beetle. So yeah, I'm going to go Pursuit. I've talked myself into the Pursuit. I don't think we're doing this or any of this. I guess I'll take this. All right, here's an Omen we can grab. That's about where I want to take them. They're playable. But you don't need to prioritize. I don't think we're... This would be a pure gem pick. We're never playing this. So what's the cost of a pure gem pick now? Well, too good. Like, this is the type of card I don't want to give up for our deck. Although it's not even like we have great auras yet. Like, I think we take her, but then we really have to prioritize. We're not playing Temple Thief. That's the thing, Tim knows. Siona is medium now. If we took her, it would be because of anticipation. Although we try and wheel her too. If we take Siona, it's because we want to build on what she has to offer, but we can also take a Hoplite especially with we did take that tactic, so this gives us some go wide. So I think it's probably gems or hoplite. Try and wheel Siona, see if she matters before then. Forerunner should wheel too. I'm basically never taking Forerunner. Pick one. But Siona doesn't do much for us right now. We maybe we will, but like frankly, we're there with Transcendent Envoy too. There's nothing much we're doing with this yet. Well, we take Fateful End on the splash. We have the Temple and Omen, so we could pretty easily splash a Fateful End. Maybe that's the pick here. Or we just take gems. Yeah, what am I doing? I'll just take gems. If it's this hard to find something we're really excited about, probably a sign to take gems. All right, here's a hoplite we can try and build on, or a one with stars if we want to continue down a splash path, even though we don't have like the blue, blue tap land or anything. What are we taking? We don't. I guess just hoplite though. I've never been up on it. I don't know. Maybe we take it because it's at least an aura. It's just not what I want to be doing, even with the aura stuff. We don't support this well. We don't support... Well, we support this well enough in the sense that we have a Transcendent Envoy and an Archon. Yeah, I've just called this swingy. I just, we've experienced all four sides of this card already. We win because of it, we lose because of it, they win because of it, they lose because of it. We've seen it all. White Omen could be the pick, although I expect it to wheel as well. I'm going to take Hoplite and try and build on it. We can take Training here or Birth. Now we take Training. Oh, sorry, I missed Apathy. I just this was lost. Thank you, chat. I just completely missed this. Didn't see it. Saw it now. Get in our deck, etc. I guess Binding works here. Indomitable Will is okay, but maybe we wheel that even. You like the Flash enchantment? I'll pull this one. I think they're both kind of whatever. Both fine. They're both kind of what we're doing and kind of fine. Binding or Will. Which is the most kind of fine? They are both magic cards we can play in our deck and not hate them. Binding we can at least play on turn 2. I do like that about the Binding, is that it's a legit curve-based 2-drop. Yeah, I like chat's feeling on Binding as well. I think I also, again, I really like that it's a legit 2. Something to do on 2. Well, now we've got another chance at an Envoy that's doing very, very little. And we can try and make it do something in a handful of picks. Or we can just take Storyteller, which at least isn't restricted to auras. And we're also not, loaded up at 4. So let's take another Storyteller. Wow, here's another Wanderer and a Commanding Presence. What do we do, chat? I don't even know. I'm happy that we have a tough choice, but I'm gonna snap pull it. I don't know what to do here. We got Presence. Let's think about I'm gonna start the poll and then talk about it. Presence starts to make Envoy playable. It's really quite impressive on Chimeras. Making 6 power of first strike on turn 4 is pretty bonkers. But also Wanderer really just piles it up. Although, are we even triggering it that much? Maybe it's presence because we're not even really triggering the Wanderer that much. Wow. All right. Yeah, I think, well, for me, it's like, it's more high risk, but I really like the idea of presence on Chimera. And that's the other thing. We're not really triggering Constellation all that much here. Now, here's a chance at some eyes, but there's this Moss Viper saying, hey, what about me? So let's check our creature count. It could be a situation where we need the Moss Viper just because it's a creature. So I know we're excited about this, but let's really check our creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 12, 13. I guess we're okay, but we are a little bit low. I don't know why there's not clickable stats mid-draft. Seems like it'd be valuable. Yeah. Right. Well, and if you're talking about possibly even cutting another one of our creatures, then we should really keep that in mind. Although I don't think I'm cutting the Hoplite. It doesn't, like, it needs, like, 1 or 2 other symbols before you're fine with it. But we'll see. I think we take Viper on creature concerns. Close, though. Very close. Captivating Unicorn. I don't know if there's exactly a deck for it. How are we at 5? We're pretty empty at 5, especially if we don't want to play that Hoplite. So take Colossus or Unicorn. I guess we just want some big end. Maybe it's just Colossus. Constellation tapping versus just straight up big dude. I'm going to go with straight up big dude. But not sure that's correct. And hey, look, we did wheel our Siona, and now maybe we can keep her. Let's see, what we ended up with. Apathy is a good get. Commanding Presence is a good get. We could splash the 1. I don't think I want to play 2 Triumphant Surges. I just don't know if we actually want to play Siona yet, but we'll take her and see. I don't think we're going to play any of these. This 3-drop flyer, possibility. Maybe it's a possibility. It does wear Commanding Presence or whatever. We're never playing Wings. I mean, I don't disrespect Wings. It can be played, but I don't consider Vault Progress a thing unless it's an uncommon at least. But it's not one we're going to play, Mabinap, so it doesn't matter. It's best of 1. Like, we're never playing that as our win con. I'm going to take this. Well, because we're already we're already low on creatures, it's just never going to make the cut. Like, we're doing all this stuff already. We have 30 cards. You think Wings is going to make the cut when we're trying to be an aura thing? Like, never. It's just never happening. All right. This draft is really trying to give us a Sentinel's Eyes. Another Flicker. I don't think we're playing a second Flicker, really. I could take Sage given that, but just in case, I'll take it. Maybe we decide we're going to get tricky here. 20 gems on the grind is all right. Let me start an entry for the day. I wonder if we're going to splash here. I don't know if we have anything that we actually ended up feeling like is worth splashing. I'm not... you're not wrong about where it's even best, Mabinap. I just think we're not that big. Yeah, I mean, we're going to try and do a toolbox bigness, but this is our only really big card. Our other big one flies anyway. And it's about, for me, Mabinap, it's about the job philosophy of about looking at your deck and asking what the different jobs your cards are doing. And I just felt like you're saying maybe it's doing a job we don't have filled, which is closing. I feel like closing for us is endless chimeras and, you know, advantages that way, rise to glory, archon. But mainly the other thing, wings is like it's trying to compete with all these auras for the job of augmenting our creatures with non-creature, non-removal, and that's where you just are gonna. I feel like we're gonna run out of room for it. My point, Mabinap, is that we're not playing anything. We're not playing either of them, right? There's no way I end up making these cuts and going, if only we had the wings. The wings is exactly what is needed here, right? I just don't think that's going to happen. In fact, they're probably just not splashing. Maybe the black is worth the splash? We'll see if it's a serious problem. I think we'll grind pretty well despite lack of wings or trample. And rise, yeah, let's look at our aura situation. We've got this, we've got this, we've got, I'm just saying, this wants auras, we've got apathy. Any other auras? No, so I don't think we're playing rise. No reason to splash the black. Not just for a treacherous blessing. Yeah, that is, you know, although we can play the flicker and get that anyway, right? Yeah, definitely. We're not splashing. We don't need the omen. If we are splashing, we're bringing the one with the stars back in. Probably just not doing that then. Yeah, sure. Let me get to deck building. That'll help you see everything. So then where does this put us numbers-wise? 15-9. Yeah, we have played these. I'm not sure. What does Ben Stark do? Does he play half-color scry lands? I feel like conventional wisdom says to play these, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we could cut this as a non... Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, we could try Siona on, like, top 7. It's still not great. Like, 40 cards divided by 7. Like, you want 6 auras before you're feeling like Siona is on average going to get something. We have 3? Ugh. I don't know. That seems too risky. I barely want to play this Envoy. I mean, you're looking at it. Is there anything to ramp to? This is the deck. You're staring at every card in it between sideboard and main. The win conditions are wings. Oh, dang it. Have an app. Hey, Magic, thanks for the host. Tron picked the lands. As you command, Queen. Yeah, Mabinap, that's reasonable. Like, I'm not liking the Envoy either. We're just gonna whiff a lot with Siona. But she's kind of like, she draws a half card, right? Spider, you still do the math on 40. You can't, like, come on. That's terrible. Or, Spider, are you guaranteeing me that none of the 3 auras are ever going to be in the top 10 cards? That the way Magic math works is the first 10 cards won't contain one of your auras, and then you have a chance at getting them in the next 30, right? That's not how that works. You gotta, yeah, 39 is fair, Tim knows, but 30 is not. Plummet. You want a plummet in here? I think I like the Siona reach, you know, but I like stretch. Yeah, this is like a stretch, but we can run her. All right, this ain't great, but we're going to give it a shot. You want to flicker another flicker? I'm going to start here. Let's get playing already. And you like running the half on color? And we want equal amounts. I actually think we are wanting to go... Do we want 9-7 instead of 8-8? Let's just say like this. All right, let's try this. Here, I will. Here you go. Here's your par pole if you want to make it. It's a reasonable keep. Hey, we got the combo. Let's see if it survives. Our plan is to go Hornbeetle, Chimera, Commanding Presence in every single game and have those not disrupted. Thank you, Fool Auto. Appreciate that. They've got something at instant speed in black and white. I'm thinking Blessing. Any thoughts on what 2 mana black or white instant Oppo is holding up? It's nice that we got another one, but boo. And they get our presence? That is rude, Oppo. That is just rude.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
We're gonna use all our mana though. Could be the Black Omen, yeah. Basically, an instant they didn't want to play. Man, we were gonna destroy them hardcore, and they come up with the perfect card to say, nah. Well, we're gonna start growing a beetle. And start offering a Chimera. Really? That's I think Nightmare is good. Like, this is it's okay. We got another one. Because I wasn't sure they were gonna block. I thought there was a strong chance they don't block, and I wanted Moss Viper back on D against the presumable 3/3 that they were going to have. I really thought they weren't going to block. This is concerning. What am I walking into? Probably just... okay. They get the Viper. Yeah, I thought it was like... I was thinking Final Death. They did get a 0 for 1 there, but the body left behind isn't that huge. Yeah, I didn't mind trading off the Chimera even though it would get exiled because we had the other one. I mean, ultimately, you only have so much room for escaping stuff anyway, so my thing is to have one. Yeah, this is a bit of a greed move. Let's try and punish them for it. Looks like they're going to get the Chimera on the ground here, but that's okay. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I won't even bother offering, because we don't have the 5 mana to get it back right now, so I'm not going to offer. Just going to keep sending the beetle for now. Aha! Turns out it was a good holdback, even though not for the reasons I expected. Still going to get to 6/6, which is more power than they've got out. This could be another instant speed thing. It looks like this was the mystery instant they had early in the game. Yeah, Oppo's deck is a little disjointed. I have had some disjointed decks in my time, but I would really try hard not to play Underworld Dreams in any deck that had fewer than, like, 12 swamps. Maybe they have 12 swamps, I don't know, but I even kind of want more than that. But anyway, let's... Alright, we at least got a land that will allow us to play a really weak Hoplite, if we want to. And no reason to play the forest now, and we're gonna put them to the test. Yeah, they could have another will or something like that, but the beetle demands an answer. Do we have escape fodder? I mean, I don't know what you're asking. Our graveyard right now contains 1 card, so currently no. Do we think it's possible? Do we have it in the deck? Yeah. We have some stuff that... We have, like, the binding that creates some fodder. We have... do we end up with... Well, Oppo had a great nightmare. Gave us the nightmare on 3 that looked like it was going to put a damper on our power start, but we had backups for all of our stuff. I don't know what our rank is. Gold 4. Yeah, that's still the only purpose for the Unknown Shores, though, really, is double splashing. Oh, my record was off. Sorry about that. Let's get that corrected. We are 1-0 here, and we are on... Everything else is right. All right. No white yet, but we're going to keep this. We have decent stuff to do. Yeah, I don't see Cardboard Live working for me either. I'll try a restart. I don't know if it's straight not working or what. Sad that we're not doing anything before 3 here. Try to reload. That often works. Oh, the mysteries of the interwebs. It's not working for me. Sounds like it's working for others. Dunno. I'm gonna say it's probably not wise to just run out a 4-1 into this, but I'll run out this 1-4, and then next turn, if we don't find a plains naturally, we'll go hunting via pursuit. And then if we do find a plains, eventually we can go potentially Chimera Sentinel's Eyes on it if we think that's the play, given the aspirant. Might not be, though. Even then, we're talking about turning this into a 5-2, and I don't really like 2 toughness vigilant creatures. They're gonna die pretty quickly. Okay, well now it's working for me, so I don't know, maybe it just took a minute. And by working for me, I'm talking Cardboard Live. Yeah, with nothing to do here but drop the Chimera, I'm gonna pursuit. We'll go in pursuit of some plains. Appa must be missing a color. What about us? Great, we'll take plains and a Horny Beetle. Sentinel's Eyes on Wardens is a little more interesting. I think I kind of like that. Let's make a Giganto butt. And we can start attacking. And gain a couple life. Yeah, I don't even know, how does Cardboard... What is Mobile Cardboard Live even... It senses your finger over your phone, Queen. You just point at stuff. Oppo has also unlocked their planes on turn 4. Gotcha. Well, it might get picked off, but we're going to try Chimera Hornbeetle here and see if we can give the Hornbeetle a counter. And if they want to trade the Blood Aspirant for itself to take out the Chimera, that's fine too. Feels like something here is gonna die, but yeah, we want to make him do it. Oh yeah, Sack and Omen is great. Good play, good combo from Oppo. Oh, they didn't want to do it. Is it? Yeah, interesting. They could have had the ping right there. Did they not see it? It's certainly easy to forget that red sacrifices enchantments in the format. Like, red is so not usually about interacting with enchantments that way that I forgot that. The first time I played Aspirant, I did not remember that interaction. Well, they remembered that red sacrifice enchantment, so... Alright, what have we got? We can get... Well, we've got Dreadful Apathy and Archon. We're going to play the Colossus out here. Actually, we'll attack first, make this trade if they want it. Now we drop a 6/7, and if they have Revoke Existence, well, see you later, Colossus. If they don't specifically have Revoke Existence or some white way of dealing with this Colossus, it might just win the game. And if they handle it once, we do have Archon to get it back. Oh, nice one. Great play, Oppo. Fortunately, we still can get it back, and we're not dead, but they get basically a really nice 2-for-1 here. I mean, like, shows how well our game is going that I'm not tilted as heck right now. Because we're still in fine shape. We're going to get rid of this thing. Time to be done with this. And then we have Archon to threaten the air and say, all right, if you kill this, we're going to get good stuff back. So, and it's enchantment card, not aura. So we can get back removal or big dude, depending on which is most important at that point. And nicely, we'll be able to Archon into Sentinel's Eyes, into Hoplite, into Tactics. So again, we still have... Although, do we need to do something about the Brute? If we drop... Yeah, we just play this... We can play this out and look to trade with the Brute first. What do you got? What do you mean, apathy back? You mean play Archon and trade? Get the apathy back? Well, we can do Chimera and trade. I'm gonna go with Chimera and try to trade that. And we get Warden, Beetle, Relentless. That's fine. We do. You can't just say, we don't care about the Brute, we've got Labyrinth. If we want to go Labyrinth, we are saying, okay, we're going to Labyrinth the Brute and start building up our mana from 1. Because then we're using 5 mana per turn locked up on a 7/3. We can't do that. The Labyrinth is a fine pick, but it's actually not, like, the time I've had the Labyrinth in several drafts now, and I've rarely activated it. I think it's still worth playing, but I've rarely activated it. All right, well, they've got a god. We do have one revoke existence to try and take care of that thing. And the lifelink is going to make this rough, but it's not going to, like, we're not going to be dead to this anytime soon. Yeah, it's interesting to support your attacking with it, huh? Because you can wait and see how things play out and then kind of have the last laugh against the advantages of defense in the format. We could take binding, play binding. At this point, we're just dropping the Archon. Oppo's had several great plays against us this game. I can't believe we're in it, given how worked over we got twice by, on a nice Omen. Although they didn't really follow with the Omen play we were expecting, but a nice Omen play and a nice Portent play that got Oppo a lot of value. And now we're up against a god. But holding our own, we've got a Revoke Existence somewhere in the deck for that god. And in the meantime, if they try to gain life via attack, we have trades. If they send in the Brute, we want to trade off the Brute first, because then we could put on Sentinel's Eyes on the Archon and attack as a 5/5 Vigilant, and that can even handle the Manticore. Yeah, playing this out. 7 mana now allows us to Sentinel and Hoplite. Let's Sentinel Hoplite here. Those are the last two things. Like, we don't want to... These are the two possible targets for our dying Archon at some point, so we want to be careful to leave those in our yard. And I'll play this now in case... I don't know what... Well, I just... don't know what they might have that I'm not thinking about. I'm going to attack while I have the maze up, just in case. If this lands, then we probably just win off tactics next turn. Or at least that's plan A. We'll see. They could disrupt that plan by gaining a lot of life via Heliod. Are they going to do it again? Oh no, sorry, they got... I misinterpreted their play there. This is all fine. The Archon eats the Manticore, and we have enough chumps to threaten the Brute. Yeah, Fresh. We know nothing about instants because they have a Heliod they could activate at any time. That's why I haven't been mentioning pauses. There's an onboard explanation. All right. So... if we make this trade, we can just get back Apathy... Apathy the Manticore, and they'll get a big chunk of life here, but then between Apathy and Binding, like Binding can get us back one of the other things. Yeah, I'm going to trade here because we have Binding too. binding supports the we can get Colossus or the removal. But I think we can get Colossus back. We can get Colossus or removal back with binding too. So that's the real question. Like, what do we want first? Because we're gonna creature or land. There you go. That's your answer. We should get the apathy because this will get us creature or land, and this only gets us here. Oh, there you go. Never mind. We'll skip the binding. We'll or actually, you can bind first and then do that anyway. I'm going to start by attacking. Well, right now, the Heliod's not even really doing anything. If they come up with another big creature, that's a problem. But right now, we're just trying to win before Heliod's a factor. And with 4, 5, 6, 7, we can do both of these. So let's start with the binding and then do Storyteller. And our worst case on Storyteller is getting back Nyxborn. But maybe we mill something else. Yeah, I could have done that. Could have done that too. I like this though. Just putting the big dude on top. It's because of what we have mana for, right? I mean, I'm just trying to use most of our mana every turn. Let's get rid of that. And I guess that. Now, what are we doing this turn? We can go... We go Colossus. We can go Eyes. What do we have for Eyes? Oh, we can do Eyes too. If we do Eyes, they get to 4, and then that covers... That makes that attackable. Yeah, let's do Eyes and Colossus. Eyes first. Looks like they're itching to do something from hand. The pause, of course, is explained by Heliod, potentially, but they keep rolling over their hand, too. Maybe they're just doing that, you know, nervously or whatever. It might not mean anything. But they keep looking, they keep rolling over their card in hand. Let's see if it's a tell. Yeah, there you go. It did mean something. And 5. So I guess they get to block it. Let's see. If we go +2/+1... This becomes a 6/6 and takes 5. It lives as a 6/1. Then they block the Oracle with it, but then they're just out of... They're completely out. So I'm going to make them use their Oracle here. I wish I'd known this was going to happen. I would have, of course, attacked with these. Had to make them give up their only creature. Now if they top deck land, for example, they're in a bit of trouble. I could have used my maze there too, I suppose. That would have been a way... No, that wouldn't have worked because it still would have died. Yeah, I had to use that if I was going to save it. I like that. I like that, making them do that. That's annoying, but hopefully we'll be big enough here. Oh, we have our own flyer. That's right. We'll certainly be big enough. And I am going to start with the big ground dude, though. And the little ground dude, I guess. Why not? Just need Oppo to brick once or twice. Just nothing, no big deal. And then we can manage Heliod. The Pegasus is going to get out of reach. Have you looked at the power and toughness on the Colossus? I suppose it can get there. Like, I think we can race it. I think we can race it. I guess they get... You're right that they get lifelink every time, though. And we can't attack with the other stuff because of that. No, I don't play it much. We just had room for it here. It was a reasonable play for us in this spot. Maybe we just need to start labyrinthing the Pegasus. Yeah. This could be time to get the maze going. And to that end, maybe I should have put the Sentinel's Eyes on the Colossus, but I like attacking with the Colossus and a ton of open mana. Alright, so now if we start mazing, we're looking at 5 total and only 2 left over. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature enchantment you control. Okay, we can. I'm gonna take a turn to play Archon then, because right now, like, giving this lifelink doesn't let it attack through the Archon. Loose play. Explain yourself. I like my plays right now, Dangle, but often I miss stuff, so maybe I'm missing something. But loose play doesn't help me. What would you do instead? If we're racing and didn't want to give him life, the trouble is they get lifelink and then the creature gets too big for the Archon. I only wanted to send the Colossus because I literally did not want it to gain life off of anything else. Then it becomes a 4/5. So, of course they wouldn't block it because then it would die, right? That's fair. We would, sure, yeah. I think we would take the life for the dead bird. So yes, could have attacked for 1 more point. I agree. Yeah. All right, so we got our Revoke. That's pretty sweet. So we just open on that. And we have the 4 left, even. Magic's hard. And now I like attack everything with the maze ready. I don't want to do the eyes because then I don't have the maze. Yeah, this is a fine result. If they do anything here, we get to take this out of combat. Yeah, Shatter the Sky would be sad, but even there we would be okay, right? They'd still, that would be their, they'd be empty-handed and we'd be about to redeploy creatures. Medium played, Spider. I made some mistakes there. Again, kind of a sub-theme of my whole stream is look how many mistakes you can make in Magic and still have a healthy win percentage. That's what I show to the world. No, that was good, though. There were some times where chat caught stuff I didn't. There's times I cut stuff certain people in chat didn't. You know, we were experiencing the complexities of this amazing game as we're all trying to find the right line. What's up, Niz?
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you, Hodder. Well, we don't have one of our 4-powered 3-drops yet, but I'm sure the magic gods will be on our side and provide one before turn 3 is over, right? Beetle. All right, we have one more turn to draw our sweet 3. Sorry, catching up on chat a little bit here. I'm not sure I understand your question, East. Was that to me? Oh. No, there's no pattern. There's not a pattern. Boo. Let's see if they'll block. We could use tactics, but I don't think it's worth it here. They're playing red. Maybe they'll do something to try and remove our beetle with removal, and we can save it with the tactics. As it is, I'm just going to sadly take the 3rd turn off, it looks like. Maybe Oppo will too? Question mark. Turn isn't over, of course. We'll go ahead and offer the same attack. I don't like using an apathy on the Death's Vigil. You know, like Luis was talking about on this week's LR, this is more of a format where you're saving your removal for the premium stuff because you know it's likely to go long. So I'm going to hold my apathy and just be sad about low value. Same thing with the Storyteller here. Sad to get no value, but we're going to play our slightly tougher Hill Giant and not fail to spend some mana here. Well, we haven't shown any interactions so far. I'm going to play the Nexus Wardens out pre-combat to continue to represent it. Now, trouble is if they double block, they still get the beetle, right? But it is a 2-for-2. Are we okay with a 2-for-2 beetle tactics for Lampad Piper with a little extra damage, or do we want to hold out on the beetle? Because the beetle could end up growing here. Yeah, let's not. I'm not going to use up my... You're right. The beetle can grow pretty soon, but I will send in the Storyteller, because if they try... They can't... They don't have the double block. They're just not going to block the Storyteller is what's going to happen. If they do, it's probably good for us, because it means they have some trick they think they're going to do, and then we have the tactics to undo that. But this is what I expected. No good blocks. Oppo didn't take it. Yeah, if we put the tactics on the Storyteller, it makes it grow, but that's kind of fancy play syndrome. We're using up an entire card to get 1 counter on a Horn Beetle at that point, and that's just not worth it. Boy. Real bummer, because they get to do the sack play, but it's still 2-for-2, or like like a 1-for-1. So they've turned their Betrayal into a removal plus damage spell, which is powerful, but it is still a 1-for-1. And we could have done some stuff to maybe block and kill it, but they're going to sack it anyway, so let's not use any more cards up on this. Oh yeah, I could have blocked there. I wasn't thinking right. I should have. We knew exactly what they were going to do with their mana. I just wasn't thinking through blocks. I was doing the thing where I was like, I don't want to risk my dude that is going to die anyway. But no, it's just a mistake. Just a mistake. Land is nice here. We could, if we're worried about more of this action, we could like Apathy first. There's a reasonable argument to avoid more Portent if that's what they're up to. Because man, if they had yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. We could make them have it, but man, if they have it, it's just so brutal, right? I just also don't like using apathy on such a creature, but then if we follow up with the Archon and the Archon dies, at least we get the apathy back. I'm gonna do it. We'll get the beetle bigger next turn. If they're a sack deck, they should have more sources to sack so you don't like that play. So Feathers, you expect them to be a sack deck, and what you want to do is run an Archon out into their sacrifice effect. Like that, like, given what you're saying, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you think they're a sack deck, then you want to do exactly what we just did. That was actually okay for us, all things considered. See? We got this back. If we'd done it the other way... Of course, it's on a crappy thing, but we got it back. Let's see about Siona, and then go ahead and we can put the apathy back in the graveyard for Laguna Band next turn. As we expected, we're going to miss about half the time on Siona. We don't have a lot of targets for it, and one of them is out already. All right, we'll do both of our storyteller and our viper. Totally, Rob. Although I think we're even higher percentage to hit on Siona than most decks are with the Augur. All right, there's a bunch of nonsense. I better read these cards. Okay, at the beginning of your end step, you may pay 2 and a red and sacrifice a non-land permanent. If you do, reveal cards from top of your library to reveal a non-land permanent card, put it in the battlefield. So they're gonna go digging. Well, we're going to all attack and try and get tactics on them, and then if they don't block, we will apathy something. perfect block. Now, if we Dreadful Apathy, they get to. Oh no, this just happens if we do it here. They can still sacrifice it, so we're gonna wait and do this when we can do both effects. Well, what would have been the block that we were unhappy with? East. If we got any value out of Siona because they block Siona, I would have been happy with that. The 4/5 on Siona would have been like, all right, we lost a 2/2 that was not doing anything for us. I don't know. I thought it was worth it, obviously. I could have gotten a 1/1 for free if I'd cast Apathy, and then I could have lost my Apathy to their, you know, I mean, it was not for free, Dangle. It would not have worked out with the plan I had for that turn. You might have had a different plan, but it would not have worked out for the plan that turn. Doing a lot of nonsense here. Now we could Sentinels, but then we don't have the Apathy. I feel like we should Apathy the Shaman here. And then Sentinel's Eyes at least blocks the War Leader. You don't like doing the Shaman, but the trouble with doing it the other way, we put Sentinel's Eyes on Storyteller. I mean, I guess we're looking to block the Viper. But this one gives them options. And what, it's not very good. What do you mean? It's like, it's a 5/4. It doesn't have to be like Feathers. I mean, like, I don't know what you mean. That card's not very good, so don't kill it. It's a 5/4. It's killing us. Well, they're gonna sack either way. Or is this another? Eh. Now we'll go... Nah, we'll stay back on D with the Viper. Well, the value engine is unfortunately quite still on board here. Gonna be hard to win this one. Oppo's producing too much value out of their engines. I don't love this card, but maybe this format is just slow enough so that it can do some work. Obviously doing work against us. We're going to go Sentinels here, though. At least try to have some blocks. And another thing that's going on here is that with and one of the reasons I felt like we had to get rid of the Shaman is because the Shaman can just sit here sacrificing Rage Hounds and getting them back. That's just no bueno. Well, we've seen stuff like Laguna Band at Uncommon in the past, just like put the card in your hand, you know, and that's going to be obviously pretty darn good when it's putting it in your hand. But yeah, now we're just dead on board if we don't draw at least a creature or removal for the War Leader. Well, I don't know what you would have done there differently. We couldn't really execute our plan. I mean, if we had not done that, they would have wrecked us. Do you remember what happened after that? I mean, I don't want to be results oriented, but it in that particular spot, that play was essential. We would have just, if we had just run out the other play that turn, the Apathy Exile Lampad. The other play was to throw out the 4/4 flyer. If we threw out the 4/4 flyer, where they kill it the next turn and we do get no value out of it. Yeah, we're done here. Well, those losses aren't that hard because I was losing for so long. By the time it was over, it was like, yep. The harder ones are like, wait, I thought we were winning. What happened to the win? Yuck. Well, we've got 9 sources of green, and Loathsome Chimera with a commanding presence is a heck of a threat. Oppo's going first. We have the draw, so we're going to get extra shots at green as well. The thing is, are we even then happy with it? We do get Nexus Wardens as a nice defensive play in that spot. Mabanap wants to mull. I am on the edge, but I think I'm going to keep. I think if we're on the play, I would mull, but I'm going to keep because we're on the draw. Aboo! That 4th Plains had been first forest, we'd be in such great shape. Not to be, though. Punished so far. Who says never punished? Look at us getting punished. Alright. Now we need our apathy. You're late, Forest. Very late. Like, I don't know what we do now. I guess we still go with the... Let's see, we can go... Beetle. Yeah, it was a reasonable keep. I mean, if it was completely unreasonable, I don't think I would have made it, right? It was at least a reasonable keep. So we have to play green. I don't think we can play Storyteller. We want to play a green spell this turn. So I guess we go with Chimera, and then we can presence into defense. We might get wrecked, but yeah, we can do Wardens and then Presence. But if we do Warden Presence, that still doesn't quite get it done on the block. I'm gonna go Chimera. We're gonna go Chimera. If we get another Forest, we can go 2 green. But basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next turn we're gonna have 5. Really want to find another Forest, frankly. Oh, you're just talking about having them bounce. Yeah, well, I'm afraid Calliope gets bigger, though, is the problem. Hey, there's our apathy. Well, found apathy. They've got wide open mana, though. Let's start with the horn beetle, see what they do about that. Maybe they counter it. And then if they do, great, we know we got something out of their hand, and then we can apathy their big problem for us, which is the Calliope. I can't apathy after beetle. Why not? Oh, because of that. Because I didn't read my cards. Thanks. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Should read cards. But let's see if they want to... Yeah, they'll get one more attack in, but we'll get them next time. Yeah, but we didn't need it. We had 9 sources, Rocky, and we needed it by turn 4, or turn 3. But you're not doing the right math, Rocky. 9 sources, 3 draws. You rerun it with 9 sources, 3 draws, and then tell me how bad a keep it was. And you're also not counting the fact that we could even get other things to do in white. You know, there's other plays we could have found too. Yeah, it's borderline. That's why we were all agonizing it, and that's why half of chat was saying keep and half of chat was saying mole. Oh, sorry. Rules text is relevant. Spells your opponents cast that target this permanent cost 1 more to cast. Well, sadly, we are going to have to apathy this Calliope, pay more to do so. We can't just sit here taking this 5, and at first, with the first strike, I mean, we could put our own first strike on and threaten it that way, but I think we just need to try and get rid of this Calliope, and we'll take, now we're just dead. Sorry, I forgot it was I didn't realize it was at 4. Boo. I think that was gonna get us. I mean, we had... I should have been more aware of my life total, but I don't think we were gonna win that one. I'm mad at myself for not being a little more self-aware about life, but if I had been more self-aware about life, I would have been just more self-aware about how dead I was. Still, you take the lessons away you can, and my lessons there are lack of focus. There's some key pieces of information slipped by me in that one. Looks like this Colossus is a ways off, but with Dancer and Pursuit on 2 and 3, we're happy to keep this. Flicker, we're going to pass on here. We want to march towards other stuff. Would apathy... Yeah, I think if I had actually read that line of text, I would have just apathied the Calliope there, and maybe that would have changed things for us. Hard to say. Just the scry worm. I'm going to Wardens here rather than Pursuit. It's possible we'll just keep finding things to do. Although if I Pursuit now, it's also possible we find something to Lagana for next turn. So there's that. We don't really care if they attack with this. Yeah, actually now with the Storyteller in hand, I think we should Pursuit. Because it would be nice to find something to get on top, you know, to get value out of the Storyteller. But no, instead we're going to be sad about only getting a 1-for-1 out of our Pursuit. Although at least we do get the presents to find with the Storyteller, so there you go. We got that part at least. And do we have double white? No, we have a bunch of green, so we're just going to take a forest. Hey, good news. We got a bunch of life from the from self-milling land. This just straight up can't block, right? So we'll attack before we do anything. I'm going to play the Storyteller. If they attack into the Storyteller, then I'm going to potentially wait and next turn try to get him on a Triumphant Surge block. Looks like they won't, though. Okay. So we got Commanding Presence, of course, but if we do that, we could get in. But I'm just going to Surge the Forerunner here. It's good value. And then we get in for some damage and come back soon with the Colossus, we hope. Or a Presence. No Labyrinth Minotaur Dreams yet, no. Man, I wish we could draw a card right now. But we're just going to try and go big. We will discard Wardens, keep the Presence. Good luck all in. Let's see. I guess we just put it on the big boy. They get to chump for days, but chump they must. And then we'll get the maze up. Did they read? Maybe they didn't read. I don't know. I guess they didn't read. No, diversifying threats is not better when you're talking about first strike. I mean, the reason I did not diversify my threats was because of exactly what Oppo just did. Without the first strike, they could just gang block our big dude. you put first strike on the big dude, and then they need a spell answer to that threat, or they're eventually dead. Well, I don't know if it was a shame scoop. I think by failing to read the first strike text and punting there, Oppo lost their chance to win that game. So I don't know if it was shame as much as acknowledgement of the impact of their mistake. I think it was shame followed by a scoop as opposed to a shame scoop. All right, this has a nice start if we can maintain the pieces. We have 2 beetles in the deck and 3 chimeras, so we're looking to go beetle 2, chimera 3 as much as we can here. Of course, they have a perfect foil in the 1/1 Death Toucher, but we can presence or apathy to not lose to the Viper. So we got a mirror going here. Start with a chimera and decide how we're going to get around this Moss Viper eventually. More inclined to apathy than presence. I like presence, but as with all auras, high risk, high gain. Better if you can wait. Better if you can put this after the dust has settled. You know, I don't want to run this out into this open mana, this open board. Yeah, first strike does it. I get it, but you get what I'm saying. Like, there's just such risk associated with trying a commanding presence in this situation. In fact, like, I want to apathy the Viper. I'm actually also scared that we apathy the Viper and they have, with green and white, the enchantment removal to mess it up. Yeah, we can just keep swinging with the Chimera until they do something. That's totally fair plan. Yeah, it's not that we don't have answers, it's that we have answers that I don't trust using in the face of cards and open mana. So for the meantime, with double Chimera, yeah, I like it. We'll keep throwing Chimeras at them until they do something about it. Yeah, there's a lot of things that could mess it up, right? So I like our line here. Playing it safe. Yeah, White Omen, another thing to worry about. Funny, got another beetle. And yeah, I just like running it out. I mean, we could run out this. What are we giving up? No, we can't run out that. Don't have the fodder. So it's definitely beetle, and I guess we just decide whether we're apathy. I'm going to say no on apathy. We've got a healthy life total. They've got a couple of annoying defending creatures, and of course the one Viper is successfully attacking too. But our life total is high enough that I'm going to save this for a potential greater threat, and we'll try to use presence. interesting. So we can go apathy, use apathy. Here, I get do that. Did I not do that? Did I forget the task? Anybody remember? I don't remember if I remembered all of. I think it only has 2, so I must have remembered, but maybe I remembered early, and then since I didn't do it at the end of the turn, I forgot that I didn't forget. Forgetting that you didn't forget is a thing that happens to old people like me. We can put commanding presence on the beetle, and then it becomes a 6/6 first strike that cannot be actually blocked by the sentry. And if they take it, we go to 7. Going to 7 is a bit rough, but we then have a chumper. All right, let's do it. We gotta do it at some point here, right? Get this on. Yeah, I like that it chumps or trades for vipers. It's really nice that we have a soldier that can hold off these vipers. Now let's see if waiting pays off. You know, we could have done this earlier, but I felt it was finally safe with them at 1 card left, and I'm just gonna take this because we have the apathy that we can use on it. And maybe Oppo hasn't read and doesn't realize Horn Beetle has first strike, because our last Oppo didn't know. Yeah, definitely want to hold Storyteller until we're getting an apathy back with it. Double Surge is pretty frustrating. But so it goes. We're gonna throw this here and exile it right now. And we have a great Storyteller target now. And the problem with punishment outside of aggro is about to become apparent, at least for Oppo, where yes, they took our Chimera out of action for a little bit, but we're going to get it back. I think we probably just want the removal. Presence obviously is very good if you know you're going to keep it for sure, but we've got Chimeras to loop and everything, so I'm kind of on board with just getting the removal back. Oh. Well, still gonna do the Storyteller. We could do the Archon and have it die and bring the apathy back, though. Yeah, and then we can Storyteller the Archon. Let's do that instead. Sorry, I've talked myself into it. We'll Archon first. Try to use it to trade. Oh yeah, it's true. We do want the life. Although we're not... I mean, if they happen to have the thing to kill us from 5 here, all right. They just got us. I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, right. Archon's not an enchantment. Never mind. This is still okay. We're going to die. This, unfortunately, we're not going to get it back like I thought yet, but it's still a fine play. Maybe not the play I make if I had my info correct, but also I'm not doing the Chimera yet. I'm on... Basically, my plan for punishment is do it as soon as I remember until it's on its last counter. Then you have to be careful because you don't want to fill up their graveyard with useful stuff. That's true. Maybe because we can get both, right? We get one back with Archon and the other back with Storyteller anyway. So given that, I do like going presence here and putting that right on our Chimera before it gets back into action. Ah, they've got something again? Man alive. All right. That was enough for him. Was there a difference? I guess they could flicker the punishment. That would have been interesting. All right, we're hanging on with this deck. We got to 4 wins. You know how much I like to get to 5. We've made it to 4. Let me take a quick bio break here, and we'll see if we can't march ourselves to 7 or, you know, at least one more win. But I'll be right back. Hang tight, and we'll finish this one out. I don't know where the par poll ended up on this deck, actually, but I gotta say I'm pretty pleased at 4. I feel like I can't be too disappointed that I got above 500 on this one. Do not think it's a great deck. Classically, with things that aren't a great deck, the weekend... Well, actually, this has problems at both ends. Like, it's got nothing insanely powerful, no bombs, no clear best card, oh my god. And it's also running some weak stuff. So, it's got some tools to get the job done. Got some pretty awesome starts with the double beetle, triple chimera. But the deck has problems, so... Oh, did I not update the record? Here I am talking about my record, and it's not even correct. Thanks, Mama. There we go. All right, this is keepable. I get that the Beatles and the Chimera is nice, but that's like the best thing we have going. And when that's the best thing you've got going, that doesn't seem great to me. We're going to go ahead and bind here, though. Worth noting that none of our auras have showed up yet, and if we can avoid self-milling auras, we should have for once, a pretty good shot at getting something off Siona. We'll see. But she's emblematic of the problems with this deck. You know, we've decided to run Siona with like 3 auras. This isn't a typical card that gets activated like a ton in black-red decks, but there's just flash everywhere in the format. So like anything, there's a lot of things that can get that thing going. Given that a single ping takes out a Chimera, we're not going to do that. We could take Siona. Yeah, I'm going to play Siona because, frankly, I don't expect much of her. Like, at this point, whiffing and blocking, it seems great. So I'll take it. Or it seems reasonable. It's actually a reasonable situation if we whiff. And we didn't whiff, so that's nice too. Let's take the powerful one. I mean, Eyes is okay, but you know what I mean. The more rawly powerful one. Interesting question, Mama. They both have their different parts of my brain that they tickle. A hard-fought 7-win versus a I'm a golden god, nobody can touch me. Easy march. Yipes! Let's see, we don't actually need the land, so we'll take Siona back. And we could play the Wardens. But everything we play dies in trade, so let's do Siona again. We got the Chimera. Why Foil King? My worry about Chimera is it's one toughness, and Dreamstalker, while it will hold it off, I mean, heck, maybe they even, I don't know if there's a single red mana instant or whatever, but they can just not attack, they can just kill this so easily. So I'm going to again play Siona and again try and trade her off. And no surprise on the whiff there, we only have one target left in the deck. But it does mean our removal has moved up. Like, we've gone through the deck twice with Siona, and so our... How many cards here? Yeah, our enchantment removal spell is probably somewhere in the top few. Although, man, Oppo just doing it like nobody's business. We can play the Storyteller, get the binding back, and barely not die. Barely not die. Let's try. I think we're probably dead. Just tip the cap here and go play one of our other matches. Yeah. Well, not a huge fan of this style of deck in the format, but it's sure that we're sure getting beat by the Fun Police today. All right. Again, not going to be salty. I've made my share of mistakes today. We still came out with more wins than losses with a pretty medium deck and some punts. So when you can come away with 4 wins on a medium deck and some suboptimal play, you lick those wounds and are pretty happy about it. So we'll take this reward, be pretty okay with that result, try to read the board a little bit better. But we got pushing towards 30K here. I bet we'll get there before we're out of gold. So I'm going to hop to Soapbox. Thank you for catching this draft, YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow for another one, okay? Take care.